Good morning, Princess, and welcome, members of the court. It's celebration day for what we do here, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay, that's kind of awesome. I don't really understand why a lot of people would want to watch this, but hey, you're all here, and yeah, now the money can start flowing in. Never having done this before, I wasn't really sure what to expect, so I figured let's do a question and story time. I have 3 stories and 3 questions, or 3 answers. Yeah, we'll do that. 3 answers, 3 actual answers, and just remember, unlike some people, I won't lie to you, and if I do, you'll never find out. Question number 1 from ALK61695. Hola, I presume? Do you follow any other cruise people on YouTube, and have you come in contact with any while you are sailing? Well, like probably most of you, I don't really follow too many. The only channel I watch with any real regularity is La Lido Loca, and occasionally the Ship Life. He produces probably the most entertaining videos out there. There's a lot of other people out there doing this, and there's just not really any time to keep up with all of them. And yes, since I do tend to hang out on these brand new ships, there's always somebody around. There's a number of other people with cameras on this ship, most of whom I don't know. Yeah, there's another channel I've met a couple of times, Travel Spree. I'm sure you all know them. I've been on 3 or 4 sailings with them so far. Same thing with La Lido Loco, and I think Ship Life will be here next week, but oh well, I won't. But yeah, that's it. Those are the only 2 I really follow with any regularity. Sorry, everyone else. And yeah, if you want to meet them, just sail on the new ships. We're almost always all here. I will not be on the inaugural sailing of, what is it, Icon of the Seas? I'm going to wait probably 6 weeks till they get all the bugs worked out. And, well, probably miss a lot. I'm totally fine with that. Fun story number 1, and has to do, I guess, with some of the things that have been going on, particularly on Carnival ships. There was a, well, let's just say security was on their toes the other night. A guest was not being unruly, but I think it was a situation where a couple of other guests were a little bit concerned that things could get out of hand, and security did show up. They very closely monitored the situation in a very professional way, and it actually turned out to be nothing. I think it was just a guest had been enjoying the drink package and was being, I don't want to say flirtatious in that kind of way, just like running around talking to a lot of people, which honestly I think can be a little bit disconcerting, and you don't really know how things might escalate from there. But yeah, security was on scene. They were just sort of hanging out, watching. At some point, they the guest approached them. They started a conversation, and things were calmly and quietly diffused, and you know, everyone disappeared, and everyone else carried on having a grand old time. Very expertly handled, and I don't know if this is normal or there's more, but yes, you know, the black shirts, they are quite visible in areas where things might go wrong. So I don't know, maybe Carnival's stepping it up. Maybe this is how it's always been. Maybe it's just the size of the ship and they can have a bigger presence. But so far, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. Here we go with question number 2 from Jared's Videos. If you could work a 6-month contract for any position on a cruise ship, what would it be? Ooh, I like this question. Okay. First, let's just add the caveat that I am right now not qualified for any position on a cruise ship, right? So I'd have to say, if I could magically gain the qualifications, I would have to say a quartermaster. Now, it's going to depend, the actual responsibilities are going to depend on the cruise line, I guess the ship, you know, even the different navies have different descriptions of quartermasters, but basically they're the ones responsible for driving the ship and maintaining the charts, navigational equipment, and other various related items. It seems like something that I would just enjoy doing. It's a position of responsibility without necessarily being in command, and no, it's pretty important. It's very rule-based, I guess sort of scientific. Probably could write a program to do most of the work, honestly, but yeah, something like that. I do sometimes think that I am tired of being a manager, but Hey, that is our lot in life. Yes, on the bridge, because that's the place to be. Fun fact, I studied hospitality management for about 3 semesters way back in the day, until I realized that, well, you had to actually deal with guests, and yeah, I don't think that I would really enjoy doing that. And yes, being up on the bridge, you know, that's kind of where I would feel most comfortable. Yeah, so a quartermaster. If you are one, let me know. That would be pretty fun to hear about, and whether it was in the merchant marine, a cruise ship, any navy, or land-based branches. But yeah, that's it. I'd be a quartermaster. Recent story number 2 just happened on Norwegian Prima. I feel terrible about this one, seriously, and still. But I have to say, in my defense, it was very late. It was after one of our very fun karaoke sessions, and I was very hungry, so I went to the local. I had, I think, wings on this occasion, or maybe it was a Reuben. I actually don't remember. And there was one crewman there. She seemed to always be there. I think she served me breakfast the day before, and wings or sandwiches almost every night that I was there. And yeah, it seems like she never left. Now, again, it was very late. It was after karaoke. I had the premium plus package. So when she brought my my sandwich or my wings, I went to say thank you, and at that exact moment, I couldn't remember her name. And another issue was, it's a very similar name to another crewman, and I would get them confused, and so I just said thank you. And maybe you've seen this. No, you haven't seen this yet, I don't think. Well, I went to just let you guys know that I did feel terrible about not remembering her name at that exact moment, and the guests next to me were getting up at that very same time, and the lady turns around and she's like, yeah, well, you're a peepee head. Except she didn't say peepee. And I was like, what? Yeah, right. You need to remember their names, and you're a peepee head for not knowing it. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just right now, whatever. And then she just kind of stormed off. I know, my Karen interaction, can you believe it? Very interesting story. Yes, I did remember her name the next day. So it's like the difference between Alexandra and Alexandria, right? There's 2 different crew, and at that exact moment, I'm sorry, I just didn't remember. But I don't know. Yeah, I got called a peepee head by an angry Karen. Oh boy. Hey, what are you gonna do, right? Question number 3 from Tony. Question: what kind of bear is best? Well, this is an easy one. None. Not my type. And story number 3 about how I think I almost got into a fight on a cruise ship. I don't really know what happened still. This was recently on Carnival Ecstasy, night 2 or 3, whatever. And I was in the piano bar, and I was holding the GoPro, and if you've ever used a GoPro, it's got a timer on it, and if it's turned on, the screens are lit up and everything like that. And apparently some guy who didn't want to be filmed had a problem with this. Now, mind you, I'm leaning up against the bar. The camera is sitting on the bar. Okay, it's not. I'm not holding it up, you know, like this or anything. I'm not even talking into it or anything. It's literally lying on its side on the bar. And so he comes around. He says he's like, "Are you recording us?" I'm like, what? right. You see, a camera right there. It looks like you're recording. Let me tell you, if I catch you recording, we're gonna have a problem. I'm like, no, I'm not recording anybody. And again, I was a little bit confused by the situation because it's kind of obvious when people are recording, and like whatever. I'm like, no, believe me. Look, the viewer's just always on. That's just how it works. He's like, okay, yeah, well, if I think you're recording, you know, we're gonna have to go outside. And this is where I kind of was like, huh? I think he was trying to be a tough guy. I think that was supposed to be some kind of threat, but internally, I'm thinking, oh my God, people actually say that? So I'm just standing like, no, you know, I don't know. So, I don't know. Silly me for not being intimidated by this. I found the whole situation kind of comical. Fortunately, one of the crew was nearby and sort of came around to de-escalate the situation. So like, oh, do you have a problem here? And I'm like, no, like, look, look here, I'll just turn the camera off if that'll make you happy. You know, I turned the camera off and that was it. But it was very, very weird. And it was funny because another creator had a very similar situation, also on a Carnival cruise ship, just kind of out of the blue, you know, I don't want to be recorded, we're gonna have a problem. So yeah, actually that does happen. But it was funny, and now I get to tell you a fun and funny story. Well, let's close off with a comment from Forced Family Fun. Love the content and your snarky take on the woke libs. Keep it coming. I will, of course, because it is super, super fun. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe in another story I'll tell you about another passenger on Norwegian Prima. Ooh. However, that means since I am now in the whole partner program and the spies are watching, any really spicy content will be over on Rumble and BitChute. And honestly, if I can figure that side out, I don't know what these people are thinking. Yeah, so definitely Rumble, definitely BitChute so far. I will definitely let you know. All right, thank you for joining me. I'm sure I will get better at this if I decide to do another one. This is probably absolutely terrible, and if you're watched this far in, thank you very much. And let me know how much you didn't like it and how terrible my performance was below. And I promise I will read every comment and take them to heart. But see, now I'm asking for problems to be thankful for.